Welcome everyone, my name is Maris and I am here at Sacred Space and I am a natural healer located in Oklahoma City. I work with vibrational healing or energy healing. I'm a retired RN with a past career history in critical care, long-term care, psychiatric care, and cardiac care. I am pretty well versed in that aspect of nursing and healthcare and teaching health education. I also had a 6 year stint teaching anatomy and physiology, medical law and ethics, basic practice management, and one of my favorites, I loved working in the lab and teaching people how to do some of the laboratory procedures as well as sterile technique and universal precautions, bloodborne pathogens. It's fascinating the world around us and how it affects our body. And that's where we're kind of talking about today. We're going to talk about cannabis and detoxing. And often people, when they hear the word detox, they think of it kind of like rehab, where you're going to go totally off of that particular medication or that particular supplement product. And in this case, we're talking about cannabis. Now, as the many states are starting to legalize cannabis for either medical use or for recreational use, that we have a lot more people that are taking advantage of the very vast healing and therapeutic values of marijuana. And we can consume it by an edible, we can smoke it. There's tinctures, there's topicals, there's many different forms of using the product for a therapeutic value. Now, what happens over a long-term use of a product or a elevated use of a product is that you start to build up a tolerance and you notice that you need a little bit more to achieve that same level of healing or efficacy as you were experiencing in the beginning when you first started using the cannabis product. So when that occurs, that means that you've built up quite a few metabolites, and metabolites are little fragments of stuff that really don't mean anything at that point, but they are stored in the liver cells and they're stored also for people that are a little fluffy, they're stored in our fat cells. So what happens is that as you use your cannabis product, you find that you're using a little bit more than what you were using before. And that's because you've built up these metabolites. Well, there are three easy ways that we can reduce the metabolites or detox them from our system to be able to lower that tolerance level and not have to use so much product in order to achieve a therapeutic level. The first one I'm going to talk about is an oral supplement, and it is herbs and mineral. If you think about like vitamin supplements, herbs and minerals, etc., it's two herbs in a combination, and it's dandelion root and milk thistle. Now, if you're on blood pressure medication, you probably want to check and make sure it's okay to take those together before you start implementing the dandelion and milk thistle in, because some blood pressure medications, and I want to say lisinopril, do not mix well with dandelion and milk thistle. So dandelion and milk thistle, most people, if they have noticed that they have a tolerance to it, I'll recommend taking that for about 90 days, 3 months, and that will clear out a lot of the metabolites. And then every season, so every 12 weeks, then you would take it for a month, and then take 2 months off. And that helps to keep the liver functioning, or better functioning, and it also clears the metabolites out of the system. Really easy to use. You just have to be compliant with taking your dandelion and milk thistle. And some people just choose to take it every day for a daily maintenance and keeping their liver healthy. And supporting healthy liver function, and then also to keep their metabolites down. I myself, I'm not very compliant when it comes to pills and capsules and etc. So I tend to do a month, every couple of months I do it for a month, and then I take a rest and go back to it. But I did spend 90 days with a dandelion and milk thistle in order to help clear out my liver system. And it's just really a very good, effective product. The second one is called Bentonite Clay. And Bentonite Clay comes in a clay which, kind of tastes like dirt. Not going to lie. Form, and then you mix it with water, as water will activate it. And then you can add it to, something and drink it down, or some people will just drink it like that. I'm not into that. However, there is a product that is a bentonite clay that is a liquid form that is used in the same form, and you can take it by a spoonful, add it to a drink and drink it down. And it works to attach and absorb onto those metabolites and clear out your liver, clear out the liver gallbladder area, and then it also helps to clear out the bowels as well. So it's a really effective product. I'm not going to be an advocate and say, oh, hey, you can use this if you have, if you're trying to remove cannabis from your body, as in for a drug screen, something along that lines. People have used that. I do not believe in purging the body in any form in order to clear something, because you're going to end up messing with your electrolytes and your fluid levels, and that can be very dangerous to the human body when you start to mess with the fluid shift. And then the third method that I'm going to talk about is probably my preferred method, and it is the Ionic foot detox. And I know a lot of people talk about it like, oh, that's just malarkey. Oh, yeah, whatever. And believe me, I was one of those skeptics until I experienced it. And I noticed that when I started using them a little bit more frequently, that it detoxed my kidneys. I actually had like some 300 kidney stones in both of my kidneys' renal pelvises. So that's a significant amount of kidney stones and phleboliths. And then on top of that, I also had some fatty liver issues going on. So I started doing the Ionic foot detoxes, and I noticed that when I did a series of them in the very beginning, that I wasn't needing as much cannabis products in order to achieve that level, that therapeutic level of being pain free. I have a lot of muscle and bone issues, and then I have scoliosis, and my scoliosis is actually really pretty painful. But when I started using the cannabis products, my pain was alleviated. So some days I have some stiffness, and I'll use a little bit more product on those days. But when I started using the Ionic Foot detoxes, I noticed that I wasn't using as much product to achieve that therapeutic level of being pain free and being able to enjoy life, and my skin looked great. I mean, it started really clearing up. So the Ionic Foot Detox is really pretty interesting. It's pretty much you're sticking your feet in some water, and there's a little electric array, and you add some salt to it, and the um, electricity coming in there conducts with the salted water, and it creates a gentle diffusion through the pores of the bottom of the pores of your feet. Now you can put your hands in, you can put your feet in. You try to put your elbow in, and it's not going to do the same thing. It requires either the type of epithelial or skin tissue that's on your palms of your hand or on the bottom of your feet in order for it to work appropriately. Now I know I've seen a lot of the debunking films and etc. We've been doing the foot detoxes in our office for about 3.5, almost 4 years, and I've had a lot of success. They're very a lot of success with them. They do a really wonderful job at helping to clear inflammation, especially if you're on a lot of cortisol dumping. So we were having patients that were coming in, and after the foot detoxes, we're talking about that their amount of marijuana decreased quite a bit. So I'm a firm believer in detoxing in order to maintain a healthier lifestyle, and a healthier lifestyle, of course, but also at maintaining a lower dose of cannabis in order to achieve your therapeutic levels. So we've got dandelion and milk thistle, and that is in capsule form. Some people drink the teas. I'm not a tea drinker, so for me, I'm not going to really recommend it. But if you like teas, there is a dandelion tea that you can drink. Like, again, I'm not crazy about it. I do it in the capsule form. Or bentonite clay, and bentonite clay can be found at your local health food store, and you can mix it with water for oral consumption, or you can buy it already ready to go, ready to drink. And then the Ionic Foot Detox machines. So if you're like, who in the world does Ionic Foot detoxes? Check around first at your chiropractors in your local city area. A lot of chiropractors will offer the Ionic Foot detoxes, and then start checking with your energy or your vibrational healers, as a lot of them will also offer the Ionic Foot detoxes. Wonderful session. It does a great job at helping to reduce the inflammation, clear out that liver, and reduce those metabolites so that you can enjoy your cannabis products without having to use more of your cannabis products in order to achieve your therapeutic level. So I hope you enjoyed today's video and little info education. Please give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, and please subscribe. We'd love to hear from you. So peace, love, and harmony. I hope to see you very soon.